we're going to keep doing this, we need an aide to carry the paperwork.
Is it your budget?
Bring one of your grandsons in.
Oh, you don't want one of them here.
That would not be an aide. Excuse me.
Okay, has everybody had a chance to review the minutes from 3:16 and two special meetings from 3:19, 3:26? Is there any additions or corrections to the minutes?
I don't have any corrections, that I would make a motion that we accept the minutes.
Okay,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and then we have the accounts payable and payroll warrants. A motion to go ahead and approve those.
So move.
And I'll second the motion.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, I think that brings us to Leslie. Do you have anything for us this morning?
I do. I wanted to go through a brief synopsis of the Executive Order 2016 that was issued by Governor Kelly pertaining to the stay-at-home. In regards to this order, as the title indicates, this is a stay-at-home order. Now, there are exceptions to the stay-at-home, which are for essential functions, or businesses that perform essential functions, or essential activities. And the essential functions are set forth in the executive order. So if you're involved in a business that performs an essential function, then you could remain open. But there are limitations in regards to, public contact, etc., that you must ensure. Then in regards to essential activities, those are things like getting groceries, going to the doctor, certain outdoor activities, things of that nature. So unless you are engaged in either an essential function or an essential activity, then you are to stay at home. Now, there have been concerns in regards to, like essential travel. If you are traveling for groceries or parts or, what is delineated in here as allowed, then you can go like to Walmart and get groceries and come back. But if you are engaging in any sort of non-essential travel, then what we are recommending is that you quarantine for 14 days. If there is any question in regards to if your business is conducting an essential function, then there is an email address. It's keff@ks.gov, where you can fill out a form, and then the Topeka will answer if you are or are not a business that performs essential functions. Now, some of the concerns that we have, that we are still trying to work through, is that we have received information that people are inviting family from hotspots to come and stay with them in the community. We have sent that up to Topeka to determine what we can or cannot do in situations such as that. For the time being, we are recommending that there be a 14-day quarantine. The reason for this concern is we are limited on resources, being PPE, which is personal protective equipment, And also hospital resources. We only have so many hospital beds. We only have so many respirators. And if it should so happen that people start getting sick with the COVID-19, we can only rely on our resources. We cannot be saying, oh, you know what, let's transport them to Goodland, or let's transport them to Hayes, or something of that nature, because each county has to rely on the resources that are found within their county. Now, this excludes emergencies, like if someone has to be flown out or something of that nature. But when it comes to the COVID-19, we can only rely on the resources that we have here in the county. And so if these people are coming from known hotspots and become ill, then that hospital bed or maybe that respirator is going to be used for someone who doesn't even live here. And we would not be able to use it for the locals, the citizens of Cheyenne County. So we're very concerned in that regard, because we're trying to be very protective of our resources. We haven't gotten a definitive answer as of yet in regards to what actions should or could be taken. Because I've also done research in Colorado as to their stay-at-home, and I'm just using Colorado as an example because it's the closest. In regards to their stay-at-home order, and also the Colorado Public Health Order regarding the stay-at-home. And I am not seeing where according to Colorado, they call it necessary instead of essential, that travel to family to stay is a necessary activity. So we're kind of up in the air, but the only reason that we are taking this extreme is only because of the limited resources that we have. So we would strongly encourage, stay at home means stay at home. And please, we only have so many resources. So, let's not be inviting danger, so to speak, into our community.
And another thing about that, say for instance I invited someone, then I personally would have to be quarantined for 2 weeks.
Anyone in the household, anyone that comes in contact with that person
Is quarantined
should be
for 2 weeks.
quarantined. And we're saying should at this point because we don't have the authority to say shall. But we are strongly recommending that until we get information from Topeka. And I even sent an email to the Attorney General's office in Colorado. But I don't, everyone is so busy right now, we don't know when we'll be getting a response. But that's just a quick synopsis of how all of this is working. Farming is essential. Medical is essential. Local government is essential. And that's just an example. I mean, there are numerous businesses that do perform an essential function. And even when it comes to like restaurants, they can still do curbside and delivery. It's just they do not want people in a dining room doing the dine-in, which are, we've had good success with cooperation with the restaurants and food service people in Cheyenne County. And we are truly thankful because thus far we've been very fortunate.
Yeah. And the key words there is thus far.
Exactly. I mean, it's knocking on our door in Colorado.
Oh, yeah. It's just a matter of time. It'll catch us. Someone will be careless somewhere.
And that's the big thing. Good hygiene, wash your hands, hand sanitizer. Some people are saying, well, what if I wear gloves? That doesn't do any better because gloves touch the same surfaces and gloves can still touch your face and they're contaminated. And so, the big things are wash your hands, hand sanitizer, good hygiene.
How about the money part? Handling money that who knows where it's been.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands, yeah.
Don't touch your face.
There's been tons of tips and examples of ways you can perform these things. Let's say somebody delivers food to you. Wash your hands before you open the door. Do you exchange money? pick up the sack, go wash your hands. And that's about their best recommendations now.
So, now that the Executive Order 2016 has come out, we now have a better direction for the Emergency Operations Center as to what does and does not need to be addressed, and all of the resources hopefully are in place, because that's, you know, what has been happening is we've been having to plan and do it locally. Now we have a governor's order that supersedes the state in regards to any stay-at-home orders that have been issued.
So the stay-at-home orders for the metro areas, this state law superseded that anyway.
Right. In regards to this Executive Order 2016, any local stay-at-home order is superseded by this. So that's why, you know, there may be some changes in regards to, like, the screening process that we do for the courthouse. Because now we've geared it towards essential function, and then the questions about fever and cough, things of that nature. Because you can't, what we had was travel restrictions.
Right.
And now, because it's a matter of essential function, as opposed to where you're traveling from, because of this order, we had to revamp our questionnaire to be in compliance.
Well, it's going to be a rough couple of months. So it's going to be hard to tell what's in the future for us, but carry on the best way we can.
Then I also had, we've had a request from Danny Holsworth regarding the conservation trees, and that's usually done in April. They want to go ahead and use the fairgrounds for this, as they have done in the past. And correct me if I'm wrong, Scott, but don't they store the trees in the building and then people come and
Barns, yeah.
come and pick them up, because it's a multi-county? Now, in regards to this activity, having the guidance of 2016, this could be handled as what we would deem an essential activity, like an outdoor activity, whereby if they limit the number of people that are there, and here's the something that's interesting. Well, put it this way: as long as they can limit the number of people that are there to 10, and they practice the social distancing, and those people stay outside. I mean, they'd have to have certain people go in and get the trees and then bring them out, and then those people, it might work. But I'm wondering if we should send this up to KEF, that email, to see if this is doable.
Well, I think that's appropriate. Yeah, another opinion wouldn't hurt.
Okay, well, what I will do is I will get with the team, and we'll discuss it and send it up.
I'm assuming no big developments over the weekend. Yesterday, I didn't hear much yesterday.
Correct. Like I said, now that this order is in place, we aren't sitting there trying to figure out necessarily on our own what we should do. And now that this has come out, this has given us good direction. And hopefully things will slow down now once we get all of these policies and such in place. But yeah, over the weekend, the big thing was the executive order coming out on the 28th, and trying to get the information out there so that people could understand how this was going to operate. And I might also say that our main hub for public information is the Cheyenne County Health Department Facebook page. That is where all of the information is being posted.
anywhere else? Because I know 3 guys sitting here that don't do Facebook.
Well, at this point, it is only being shared on Facebook. Now, the paper might be picking up on these posts and putting it in the paper, but with the amount of information that is coming in that we have to sort through and get out as quickly as we can, we figured that was the biggest population base that we could get it out to.
Okay, very good. Anything else, Leslie?
I don't believe so.
All right, thanks. We've got a wage agreement.
Wage agreement.
How does this gal work?
What's that?
What is
Dispatch.
dispatch?
Has Amanda, is she getting any applications?
Okay, and then I'd like to call or ask for 15 minutes of executive session for non-elected personnel.
Motion for 15 minutes for non-essential personnel.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.